Boom. And we're live. One more try, and then after this, we're going straight to the what's call. If this don't work, we're going straight to the phone. We're just gonna have to go off the phone. This is my first attempt at trying to use. Let's see, reduce background noise. Yeah. Automatically adjust microphone volume. See mic volume. Wesley, can you hear me better this time? It sounds good? Okay. Then it looks like we can use, I got to remember the microphone's way down here. Million times better. Dope. So that means, even though these ones sound very good and they look better than the other ones, the microphone's messed up. Something's messed up in the microphone. I wonder what it is. I don't really know how to use these. No worries. I wonder if there's a volume on this bitch. I bet you there's a volume on them or something. I don't know. Need to get a webcam. I'm going to get a webcam and a microphone. How y'all doing tonight? What y'all want to talk about, man? What y'all want to talk about? What's going on YouTube? Russia's getting their asses handed to them. That's kind of nice. I mean, I'm not a big fan of war in the first place. You can generally always just be against war. And in the long run, you'll be, you know what I mean? You'll be right. If you just oppose war all the time, you'll just be right in the long run. Because everybody likes it everybody hates it in the long run. Herb, what up? Good to see you, my homie. Stacy, I see you. How's things? What's going on? Man, I see barely none of the homies go live anymore, man. I've been waiting for Puffy to go live, try to jump on her live stream too. Where's Puffy at? Oh. You know? What's going on with this Diddy trial? You guys hear this? You hear this audio of, they say it's Meek Mill getting pounded out? That is crazy. They both sounded like they was enjoying themselves. You know what I mean? Russia got their cheeks clapped. Hey, well, it happened again today. That Kerch Bridge, right? And they've attacked that bridge before. And I was thinking about that anyway because people were talking about they did this attack where they ran in, set up these trucks all over the Trojan horse all over the country, and then unleashed these drones. And then they blew up a bunch of bombers, strategic bombers, and things of this nature. And then they were like, "What do you think they do it again?" It's like, no, they're not going to do it again. They're going to do something else. And then, sure enough, back to back, boom, they to the bridge, right? The bridge to Crimea. They never liked that bridge to Crimea in the first place. Richard, I see you. What's up, my homie? Yeah. Diddy's out of line for that. Who recorded that? I think they said one of the bouncers or one of the security people or something like that recorded that. Meek Mill's getting that fool's out of line. Dubbish. Tommy Thunder, good to see you, Muhammad. Krupp, what's up? If you want to jump up, any creators want to jump up, we'll talk about some things. I'm just chilling tonight, man. I just felt like I needed to go live. I don't see nobody go. I've been waiting, kind of stalking the situation, stalking the live button, and waiting to see if anybody would call. You know what I mean? Anybody go live, and nobody been going live. Hold on, I'm gonna drop the link right now. Yeah, I've been waiting to see if anybody go live, but ain't nobody been going live. I was gonna jump on with somebody. There we go, right there. You were stalking the live like Scotty's Vice. Can I hit the link and talk some dub? Nah, well, I don't know. If you're funny enough, if you make me laugh, maybe. I've been live on a podcast in other genres. Not around this one. Okay. What genres you kicking it in? Who you kicking it with? I'm funny as fuck. Did they really? What's it called? I'm gonna have to check that out. I grew up on some X-rated. I love some X-rated. I remember whenever that Season of the Sickness came out, I had it on tape. The first time I got it from the homie, and he sent me his tape, and he's like, "Be super careful with that tape." Da, 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 da. And of course, my shit ate it the very first time I put it in the tape deck. I was like, "Oh my god!" It's called Outside. Shit, I'd be at Family Dollar because I'd be on eBay slanging stuff on eBay. Family Dollar got cheap tape. You know, you want to keep your shipping costs down. For packaging and stuff like that. Family Dollar is one of the best spots you can go as far as packaging is concerned. Packaging materials. Bay Area super fans, what up, my homie? Good to see you. Good to see everybody. The link's there. Let's see. Present or invite. He be in family like it's a trailer. Let's see. That's where he buys his fish bait from the Family Dollar. All right. You guys are kind of funny. This camo studio is kind of cool. I'm using my phone. Beard looking sharp. I had a job interview today. Looks like I got a little. Matter of fact, wait, that's the wrong one. A little bit of razor burn right there. I need to watch that. I was in a hurry this morning. Good looking out though. Good looking out. Man, I was talking about that today. I could buy cigarettes at like 15 back in the day. Y'all remember getting like a note from your dad? Your dad would be, you know what I mean? Send you down to the store with a note to buy cigarettes and they'd sell them to you. You remember that? My grandma used to own, in Northern California, my grandma owned a restaurant. Well, actually, my grandfather owned it, but my grandma ran it. But they had a cigarette machine. You just go buy the damn cigarettes straight out the machine. Yeah, Corrupt, jump up. Let's talk about some things. Dub be on some people's minds, homie, on YouTube. He be on some people's minds. Bay Area super fans, good to see you. Yeah, buy them out of the machines and bars. I remember that. I used to hang out in the bar in my grandpa's restaurant. Hang out, chill out. My grandfather owned a really nice restaurant. They turned it into a dispensary. I went back to Ukiah. They turned the damn thing into a dispensary. It was called the Green Barn. And it was painted like a green barn. It looked like a huge barn. But whenever you went in, it was actually fine dining. It was cool. I can remember my grandma getting in people's asses, getting in like the cook's asses if they come out, and because they had to wear white all the time, and then they had to wear like white aprons. They had to wear white aprons all the time. And boy, God help you if you came out that kitchen and you had some shit on that apron. She'd be in your ass. Get back there and get a damn clean apron on. Da 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 da. See, Waffle House in Atlanta had the cig vending machines way after it was illegal. That's where I first met 2 Chainz. Diddy Boy. Yeah. Yeah. No shit. You met them both, huh? Man, I remember Ludacris back in the day. I had that Ludacris CD, that word of mouth. That shit was bumping. I was in work release whenever I had that CD, had my CD player. And I can remember walking to go catch the bus and work release. And bumping that shit. That shit was dope. Homie, that word of mouth CD was dope. But is there and is there what you call? Is there a video of Is there video of or audio of audio of Will Smith getting piped down too? That's crazy. What do I think is going to happen to 1090? Man. What do I think is going to happen to 1090? He certainly put what you call on his back. He put a target on his back. So now anywhere he goes in public, there's always a youngster looking for clout. There's always a youngster who, you know, unfortunately, whenever you're young, whenever you're a young gangbanger, you know, a lot of the times you don't understand life all that well, and you don't understand that life is a gift, right? Whenever you're very young and you don't have control over your life, Miss Thang, I see you. Um, and you don't have control of your life, and you don't know how to make things better. And some people never learn how to make things better. But if you don't know how to make things better, it can be you can feel as if there's nothing to live for, nothing more than what nothing more than your gang, nothing more than your homies, nothing more than what I mean, whatever. Um, and there's a lot of youngsters like that in the world that don't understand that is something to live for, and life does get better if you even take a couple steps in the right direction. Like even me, right? I've taken a lot of steps in the right direction, and what I messed up. And I took some steps in the wrong direction, right? But I know now, even whenever I'm sitting in the county and stuff like that, I know that I can make things better. So there's always them youngsters around that are like that, man, and them youngsters are dangerous. I was a lot more dangerous whenever I was young than I am now. I got some damn sense. I got enough sense not to crash out on nobody for no reason. But there's a lot of GDs, there's a lot of young folks in this world that are looking to live for their gang. They're looking to make a name for themselves. And man, in 1090, he's not even supposed to have no banger either. You know what I mean? And then he walked away from his people. I mean, maybe 1090's figuring that he's just going to go hang out with the civilized folk now, right? The civilians, because that's the route that he's taken, right? Because he dropped his flag. So he's decided that he's going to go hang out with the civilians, and there's nothing wrong with that. Civilians have a lot of them have their shit together. They have their shit together, and they have something to live for. Demo scene 2. No. Let's see. Just DoorDash everything, Jake. Yeah, he might, and okay, it's just like politics, That's why politicians never actually retire or never actually resign. Politicians never resign, even though they get caught banging hookers and with a bunch of coke and doing gay hookers and all kinds of other stuff. They will never resign because they know that there'll always be another scandal. And think about it, every problem in your life, anytime you get into something, you get into a problem in your life or anything like that, what happens? The next day you wake up and it's a little better. And then the next day you wake up and things are a little bit better, and other things happen and things pop up and people forget, and that's why that's why politicians never resign. And if 1090 Jake can stay the course, if he can stay the course, keep doing what he's doing, and stay out of the limelight, other things will pop up to get people's attention. You know what I mean? Other things will pop up to attract people's attention, other drama, things of this nature. But that's a big one, And like you said, about 6 years, it's going to be a while. Let's see. Be there in 5 minutes. Yeah. Come on up. Let's see. What about the Great Ring Caper, though? Let's get to that, man. I still owe them Mexicans. I need to get a job. Get them people paid off. I'm telling you. Wait, judge something as politician. Clarence Brown. Who the hell was Clarence Brown? Clarence Thomas? Clarence Thomas, the judge? Is that who you're talking about? Yeah. Well, I mean, there's all kinds of them. Marion Barry. Marion Barry was the mayor of D.C. and got caught smoking crack uh, a couple times. And then the first time he did it, he was like, "Oh, okay, my bad." And then who was it? The mayor of Toronto too. I can't remember his name. Ford, was that his name? I think it was Ford. Heavyset white guy. Cool mayor. And they even said, they were like, "Yeah, he's a good politician." They liked him, And I think after Marion Barry got caught smoking crack the second time, they made him resign, if I remember right. But I mean, yeah, mayor of Washington D.C. smoking crack. They had him on film in a hotel with a hooker hitting a pipe. You know what I mean? And what was that one dude from Utah? The one dude from Utah who was putting his hand underneath the stall at the. He was putting his hand underneath the stall at the airport, and I guess that was like a gay thing or something like that. They were having that's where the gay people would meet up and bone each other, get their ditty on in the airport bathrooms. That fool. I don't know if they made him resign or not, but he wasn't going to. Think the world moves on no matter what. Puffy, I see you. Good to see you. Dub is live. Yeah, Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas, what? There was a pubic hair, right? Clarence Thomas had the pubic hair on the soda can or something like that, which I don't know how that's, what that's doing for any women. I don't know any women that would find that, you know, find that attractive. I've never tried to hit on a woman by putting pubic hair in her drink, but okay, Jimbo. Is Jimbo in here? What's Jimbo's name now? Is Jimbo's name? Let's talk about it. Okay. I just wanted to tap in and say what's up. I'm off to bed. 4:30 comes. Man, 4:30 does come early. I need to get my ass up early too. I had to go sign up. I went and signed up for one of them day labor places today because I got this job, the initial job that I got. They hired me right away, right out the gate, and then they just kept stalling me out. This hotel, and then ended up hiring somebody else. It's like, really? You could have just told me that, Yeah. Thank you for stopping by, though, Jimbo. I appreciate you, my homie. Appreciate you still here. Puffy, always. Let's see. They're fucking dick riders. He keep y'all's mouth. Keep his name. Yeah, hit the like and subscribe, man. It don't cost you nothing. Hit the like on the way in, my friends. Hit the like. Miss Thang. Good to see you. Rocky, what up? Good to see you, my homie Richard. I see you. It's good to see everybody, man. The gang's still around. It's crazy that nobody goes live. I don't see barely nobody going live anymore. That's crazy. I don't know where everybody went. We all used to go live. I'd like to do a live with Weavy. Me and Weavy always had good chemistry from the very first one, the very first live that we did. One of the first lives I ever did was with Weavy, as a matter of fact. Let's see. V what? I don't know what that means. V what? V who? V who's on first? Boom. North Dakota off 518. You still have some cash? No, I can't even get into my Cash App right now. It's all bad. Yeah, Jack's with the homie. Oh, that's another thing. I did find a place for Jack. I had to shoot the homie some money. Luckily, my mom helped me out with that. I got the homie. As a matter of fact, I should drop the link to his channel. Y'all should go subscribe to this dude's channel. This is the homeboy. He's a local here in the city. Let's see. Bam. He's a local artist here in the city. This is Who's Got Jack. I'm going to drop his right now. I'm going to drop his channel right here. Boom. Y'all should subscribe to the homie. Boom. And this is the homie who's got Jack right now. He's this is my partner right here. Look out, show some love to his channel. Bam. Oh no, that didn't work. Bam. Nope. It's only doing StreamYard. Let's see. Where is the video? No, that's StreamYard. How'd that happen? That's wrong. Let's see. Okay. Bam. Okay. Copy. Paste. Get rid of that. Paste. There we go. Bam. That should be the homie's channel right there, the homie DA Dub. He's holding on to Jack right now for me. And luckily it was cool because unfortunately my homeboy Dub, he had a, Dub, right? Not the same Dub. Can I make a new Cash App, Puffy? Can you make a new one? Am I allowed to make a new one? I never even thought of that. See, I'm glad I came on here tonight. I never even thought of that. I just figured I was locked out of my damn Cash App. I can make another one? I didn't even think about that. I need to make another one. I need to get an iPhone is what it is because I cannot remember the goddamn password to this Gmail. It's this old ass Gmail that I've got that I used to set everything up, all my financial stuff up. And I can't remember the damn password to it and I don't have my old phone. But if I get into my, if I get an iPhone, then I can use my face. I can use the biometrics for my face to get into everything. But subscribe to the homie. This is the homie who's got Jack. Send some love over there, Jack. Some love over there to Jack. Smokey, what up? Good to see you, my homie. Thank you for stopping by, man. Hit the like on the way in, my friend. Is Weavy really in rehab? I don't know. I hadn't heard that. I talked to him the other day on the phone. He didn't say. I talked to him, I think, 2-3 days ago. He didn't say nothing about being in rehab. You know? But it wouldn't hurt him none. It wouldn't hurt Weavy none to because as a big dude, I'm a big dude too, man. You could feel it whenever you out there getting high and stuff like that. You could feel the pull on your heart, and staying up for days and shit like that. It's not good for us, and I'm a big dude too. And Weavy's a really big dude. He's an extra large dude. And it might do good for Weavy to because I've had the benefit of at least, it's a benefit, right? Quote unquote benefit, but it's a benefit. At least I went to prison, prison. And I'm not the type, I really don't get high that much in prison. I was never the type to really seek out drugs in prison. Whenever I went to prison, I kind of keep it clean, tend to walk a straight path whenever I'm in prison. And, Weavy never had that benefit. Weavy just been going hard, doing his thing, and then the government gives him a lot of that stuff too. His doctors give him, a lot of the Xanax and stuff like that. The stuff that he takes, a lot of that is just his prescriptions, and that stuff weighs on you after a while. Let's see. You got 2 of them? A new email. That's all I need is a new email and I can start a new Cash App? Well, I might have to do that. Yeah. Because until I get an iPhone, I'm not going to be able to get into my other one. I got on this phone. Man, I'm using this app called Camo Cam. I don't know if anybody knows what that, or Camo Studio. And I'm actually using my phone right here as using my phone as a webcam. It's a pretty cool app. And it's got all kinds of it's got the different, contrast and hue and all that saturation and all the different levers, and you can play with it. You can do different stuff to your camera. He ain't no quitter. Weavy ain't no quitter. Weavy ain't scared. Homie, he goes hard. I'll give him that. Get it on iCloud. I hope Weavy is safe and healthy wherever he is. I don't know what he's doing, but I hope he's safe and healthy. I love my homie. Get it on iCloud online. Get it on iCloud. You can get it on iCloud online. Let's see. The VPS, you know, Rick knows he was wrong. You know what I mean? We all make mistakes. We all do stupid shit, but I take pride in the fact that I don't do my homies wrong. No matter how high I get, no matter how fucked up I get, no matter how trashed I get, I don't burn people, man. And he says he sent, most of the money. Said he's still short of me 400, but he said he sent most of the money or this and that. And I haven't been able to get into my Cash App. Once again, I got to get into the Cash App to be able to check that. But there's a reason all of a sudden he didn't talk to me. You know what I mean? He didn't have nothing to say to me. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm going to move on from that. And then I guess he made a video, said he came out here to Colorado. Said he came out here from Colorado to get his stuff out of storage, I don't know why he didn't stop and talk to me. Could have stopped and talked to me. I'm your homie, right? I just got out of jail. Just caught a case and got out of jail. Stopped by and talked to a player. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, because he's living every time I see him in my chat. Yeah. Yeah, Weevy's he was fine a couple days ago. He was doing his thing. Yeah. Rick's going through it. I'm not gonna lie, Rick's going through it, but at the same time, it's a lot of it is it's created his own hell, right? And we all do, whenever we start fucking up and living that life again, homie, we create our own hell, and then we cry about it, and it's the pain is legitimate. The pain that we cause ourselves is legitimate, right? It's not fake. It's not lying, but we create our own hell whenever we start fucking up. We know what we're doing. If you've been in the game fucking up and shit like that, and then you've gotten your life together, lived a normal life and gotten your shit together and made your life good, and then you fucked it up again, you know what you did wrong. Krupp, it's okay. No worries, brother. No worries. We're waiting on you. I'm just chilling. I fucked up several times. Shit, I've been on 4 or 5 parole violations. I done fucked up for, I fucked my life up a lot of times. But it makes you, it makes you appreciate life, and it makes you appreciate the people in your life. That's why I don't care much about things anymore. I've learned over the years to value my relationships, value the people in my life more than the things in my life. Because I've lost everything I've owned. Like literally, I don't own anything that came with me from California. I moved here to California at 13. I don't own anything from my childhood. My mom has some pictures. My mom's got some pictures and stuff, like macaroni art and stuff like that I made in school. But I mean, I literally have nothing. I've lost everything numerous times. But it's made me, learn what's important. Because no matter what, I'm gonna get back on the horse, and I'm gonna start moving again, and I'll get all the shit again. I'll get all my clothes again and all my shoes again, and get my life together again. I've had 10 gold chains. You know what I mean? I've got pictures of me with fat ass gold chains. You know what I mean? And now I got none. It is what it is. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, whenever I died a couple months back, like I felt like my debt was paid to my homeboy. My homeboy, you know what I mean? I had a hand in his death. And I felt like my debt was paid, homie, whenever I lost my life. I felt like I gave him my life, homie. Like I had fucked off everything I was doing, and I was like, okay, I died. I was gone for I don't know how long. Whenever the girl found me, but I felt like my debt was paid, man. But I just couldn't pull myself out of what I was doing, and I was already going hard. And man, I just don't know how to I don't know how to act whenever I start getting high, man. I turn into a fucking goon. Like these fools go on here and they say, "Oh, I'm active," and da da da. Homie, turn into a fucking monster. I don't know what I'd be thinking. You would never know from like talking to me. You know what I mean? I think I'm retarded. Put it that way. Like I know how retarded I am, and but it just becomes like everyday life. Like, oh, we can go kick in the door. Oh, okay. Oh, this, you know what I mean? This dude's got this ride or that ride or da 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 da. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? And it's like it's nothing. It becomes like nothing, homie. Just gooning out every day just becomes that broad ass Weavy by the short hair. She put a stop to his YouTube channel. Is that what it is? Is that what happened? Weavy, say it ain't so. Let's see. I keep fucking up with the liquor, but if that's the worst I'm doing, then I feel like I'm doing compared to, and there is some what's called that. I mean, as long as you're not committing felonies, it's not like you still can't ruin your life. And it's amazing to me how much people like. Okay, I know how I ruined my life. You know what I mean? I I commit crimes. I start going out and committing crimes. And whenever I get high, all I want to do is get high and fuck with bitches. That's all I'm trying to do. And so to live the life of just getting high all the time and fucking with bitches, that don't make no money. You know what I mean? You can slang dope, but task force knows me. I've been raided several times, and it's only a matter of time before they come for you. I mean, what's waiting for you whenever you start balling? You know what I mean? Whenever you really start selling dope and really start balling, all that's waiting for you is a federal indictment. The DEA. My nose is itching. I need to trim my mustache. The DEA has $50 billion or whatever, however much they get funded. I don't know how much the DEA's funding is, but we'll just call it $50 billion. They got $50 billion and a whole justice system set up, and then all these cops and everything else out here set up to bust you, right? If they got Chapo, homie, what chance do I got if you're selling dope, And so I kind of realized that a long time ago. It's like, man, that's probably not the option. So if you just want to get high all day, fuck with bitches, and you got to fund your lifestyle somehow, and you're not going to do it slanging dope because I'm scared of the task force. The task force knows me by name. West Metro knows me by name. You're going to have to commit some felonies, put it that way. There's going to be felonies involved. Team Hennessy, what up, my homie? Yeah, it's a dirty game. It's a dirty game. Boom. Yeah, hopefully you would learn something from bumping your head. You keep bumping your head and bumping your head and bumping your head, and hopefully you would learn. Some people don't. Some people never do. You do. You do life sentence on the installment plan. A little bit of the time, little bit of the time, little bit of the time, and you just get out and try to get away with as much as you can until you get hit, right? And what kind of life is that? And your family, that push and pull on your family's heart, your mom's heart, your grandma's heart, whatever, every time you get out and you try to get your shit together again, and then you mess up again, and then you do it again and do it again, and they're like, oh, he's gonna get it together this time. Da 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 da. Man, my mom was so goddamn mad at me this time. She was so pissed off. I seen it like I had I had 12 years sober. I just had 12 years sober, halfway through a master's degree. I feel like I did some accomplishing. I feel like I made some progress here. I ain't never been nothing but a lifetime criminal. I was a career criminal. I was facing I had the judge, the judge or the DA told the judge whenever I got my sentence, whenever I got 10 years in Pier 1 and they suspended my 10 years prison, they said, "Judge, this is a career criminal." He said, "I understand he's young, but this is a career criminal, and if we keep doing this, he's just going to be back in here again." That's what the DA said. They're like, "There's no reason we should send this dude to community corrections," which is what Pier 1 was. Community corrections, not prison. They're like, "There's no reason we shouldn't send him to prison. This dude is a career criminal. He's showing all the signs of being a career criminal. He's at 26. I was 26 years old." And they're like, this dude's washed up. That's what they were telling the judge. This dude's washed up. He's beyond help. We can't help him. You know what I mean? And I turned that into 12 years of sobriety. 12 years of sobriety, halfway through a master's degree. You know, I gotta get a job. Man, I put in like 60 job applications. I'll tell you what, the labor market is tightening. The labor market is tightening a lot. They're starting talking. There's a lot of warning signs. A lot of warning signs flashing right now about a recession. About this, we might actually hit the recession they've been talking about for years and years and years now. Ever since the cough was going around, they've been talking about, the downturn from them pumping all this money into the economy. Because what goes up must come down. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And so everything swung up, it's got to come back down. Equilibrium, the yin yang, the balance, the scales of life, all that, the balance of life is everything always balances itself back out. What goes up must come down. And there's a lot of warning signs, flashing right now for the economy that we're about to go into a nice little dip. I lost everything, and that's sometimes you have to. Sometimes we don't care enough about ourselves, unfortunately, to do it for us. It sucks, but that's a reality. Sometimes we have to cling on to other things and say, well, this is what I'm going to live for right now because I don't care enough about myself. And it sucks. Sucks. Yeah, man, I don't want to go back to prison. Prison is just so many people in prison, they're just, it's so negative, man. And you guys know how I am. I like to talk about all kinds of stuff. I like to talk about the economy and politics and da-da-da-da-da and this and that. I like to talk about all these different things. And nobody in prison wants to talk about that shit. Like, I find myself in there just like, the same dumbass conversations on me. And then somebody will bring some political bullshit. Oh, yeah, this happened and this fool burned this. And we're going to get at it with these fools. We're going to go to war with the Bloods, or we're going to go to war with the Blacks, or we're going to go to war with this or that, or the Muslims are tripping, or blah, 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 blah. And it's like, man, I don't want to hear this shit. And it's never got nothing to do with me because I know how to do my goddamn time. I don't burn nobody. I don't do scandalous shit. I don't do any of that. I mind my damn business and I'm respectful. So it's never got nothing to do with me. And now there's a problem. And now we're going to go to war with the fucking Muslims for some god-awful fucking stupid-ass reason that I could care less about. You know what I mean? Some reason that I give a fuck less about, but politics says that I have to get involved. There go Jan, what up? You sold all your stock when Trump started his trade war. This is all I'm going to say, brother. Whenever things like that happen and the news jumps out there and they say, blah, 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 trade war and this and that, and the news sows a bunch of fear, just remember what it feels like the next day after they say all this craziness happens. Because, America is a juggernaut, right? Whenever you're investing in the stock market, you're investing in a juggernaut, right? Like the Soviet Union. They estimate that the Soviet Union actually collapsed somewhere around 18 months to 2 years before we actually watched it collapse. And the reason why is because a juggernaut takes a lot of time to fall, right? The bigger you are, the longer it's going to take for you to hit the ground, right? So America is a juggernaut, and some little flies, flying around and being batted at and stuff like that. Those are just nuisances. Those are nuisances to the American economy. Now, in the long run, is there going to be some ramifications? Yeah, there's going to be some ramifications, but we'll adjust. America will adjust, the world will adjust, and the fact is, they're sticking it to China right now. Trump's sticking it to China with these trade wars and stuff like that, and they're talking about making them worse. They're talking about bumping sanctions on any country that's doing business, any country that's buying Russian oil. They're talking about jumping it to 500%, right? Really sticking it to them, and we have to. Unfortunately, the world, we like to think of it as we like to think of the world idealistically, what's right and what's wrong, and we're the good guys, bad guys, good, evil, stuff like that. The fact is, the world is run by the application of force, the ability to apply violence, organized violence. And it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. That's just the way the world is. There's no way around that. And if someone has to run the world, and at this point in time, Western democracies are the best choice. And we have to think about that. People say we shouldn't be involved in these wars, and I don't like wars either. I don't like wars. I don't think war is a good thing at all. But you can't just let countries do it. It's just like a prison yard. You can't just let another gang do whatever the hell they want to do. Sometimes you gotta crash the ride out. You know what I mean? To let these fools know, nah, homie, you're not just going to roll over everybody. You're not just going to do whatever the hell you want to do. And that's kind of the way the world is, too. Jan, it's good to see you. And my nose is itching. My mustache is curling up into my nose. It does that. Side effect of having curly hair. Jan is a real one. Good looking, Jan. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Be a little motherfucker to be with. Yeah. It's prison sucks, man. Prison sucks. And man, I should put some music on too. How do we put music? I forget. There used to be a way to put music. That might be a what's called though. See, media assets. Background, loop, intro video, outro video, countdown, no. There's some music. There is some music. Here we go. Let's see. Daydreaming. There we go. A little bit of music, Oh, Krupp, where you at? Let's see. And I think I saw the request. It took me a while to realize who it was. That's my bad. Oh, Jimbo Slice. Jimbo Slice been around for a while, showing love. Sketch me? That's a rough looking sketch, Puffy. I don't know, get my good side. I don't know which one's my good side. Make me look good. Puffy sketch dropped 20 pounds. North Korea really screwed the pooch on launching that boat. Man, North Korea is in, one of the worst things that could happen for North Korea is for the rest of the world to become involved in a war and everybody to just ignore North Korea, right? Because North Korea is able to get enough to sustain itself because we pay attention to their threats enough to care. But as soon as Putin launched this war, North Korea is recognized for what it is. Nothing. You know what I mean? It can be wiped off the map tomorrow. North Korea has no chance, right? Here's Krupp. Here's Krupp. Oh,
Hey,
what up?
yeah,
Whoa, you a little loud, my friend. You a little loud.
yeah, man. Louder the better. What's happening? What's up with the feedback, bro?
Let's see. Is he loud as hell for y'all, or is that just for me?
No,
Boom.
it should be loud, bro. This is about the third podcast, third platform I've been on tonight, man. Um,
You be smoking?
everybody else been had it great, but there's a horrible feedback going. I can hear everything I'm saying, brother.
Oh, okay. You ain't got no. I don't hear no echo over here from you.
Yeah, I hear it all. Man. It's weird. Hold on.
You smoke?
I'm gonna come right back.
You smoke cigarettes, Krupp?
I do.
Yeah. Do a sketch with Jack. Man, Jack's a good looking dude, man. Jack makes me look better just being with him. You know? Rusky got hit hard trying to act like losing them bombers wasn't a big deal.
Background. That's what it. Okay, I think I got it. All right. We got it all figured out, bro. We in the building now. What's happening with you, big gang? Good to see you out here in the YouTube streets, man.
Right? It's good to be back, brother. It's good to be
bro.
It's good to be thinking straight. Hold on, let me put on my hat. Put on my Colorado hat, repping for the state, baby.
I'm glad that Jack's doing well. I'm glad that you out here doing well. You know, you maintaining, you getting things back in order, get this life back together, get this master's degree underneath the belt. Then can't nobody say nothing.
We got to, man. You got to keep striving. You know, we all gonna fall. We all gonna mess up.
If you ain't moving, you're losing.
Yeah, moving is something. You know, I heard Jordan Peterson talk about that one time, and he said it seems like life is like shooting at a star, right? It's like you're in a ship and you're shooting towards a star, and you'll shoot, and the star's so far off you can't really tell exactly where it is. You know what I mean? But you'll shoot in the general direction of that motherfucker, and then you'll realize along the way you'll get some knowledge, right? You'll gain a little bit of knowledge and you'll pay attention. You'll learn some things, and then you'll realize, oh, okay, well maybe that wasn't the exact trajectory of the star. Right. I need to refocus a little bit more this way, and then you keep approaching that star, and your trajectory becomes more and more true, right? The more knowledge.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing as if you aim for the moon, but you hit the stars, you still winning. Kind of thing. It's the same type of thing.
That's it. You're gonna keep gaining knowledge, and you're gonna keep getting better and better, and you're gonna learn along the way. As long as you're paying attention, you're gonna learn along the way, and you're gonna get closer and closer to that goal. You know, you may not ever reach the star.
Yeah, man. You may not, but the things you encounter on the way to that star might change the whole world, that you don't even need to get to the star anymore. You know, it's all. I mean, bro, everything boils back to perspective, man. You know, I've been on here preaching. You've been gone for a little while, but I've been on here preaching that life is perspective, timing, and energy that we put out and pull in. That's life.
Yeah.
So that's what I've come down to, that as my basic, you know, breaking it down as far as being you know, any kind of philosopher, I guess you could say.
Well, you've always got to factor luck, you know, because luck is there. You know what
Seneca said about luck, right?
What's that?
Luck is just whenever timing meets preparation.
I've heard that I've heard that, but it would be hard to
Man,
argue that. It would be hard to argue that to a starving child in Libya, right? They can work as hard as they like.
I mean, I don't know. I think me as a starving child, I'm gonna go get it one way or another. You know, luck or not, crime or not. I mean, the name is corrupt, bro. At the end of the day, I sit up here and I speak all the good stuff. But if it comes down to it, and we need to eat, yeah, somebody might lose a chicken, bro. But no, I don't mean to knock your question off like that, bro. That was that was disrespectful by me. That was a respectful question. I understand where you're coming from when you presented it, man. I do.
Yeah.
You know,
well, it's just, you know, there's part of the world that doesn't have the, you know, in America, if you get your ass up every day and go get it, you'll probably be all right. You know, unless the world just conspires to kick you in the ass. For the most part, you're gonna be all right. But there's parts of the world that's not always the case. It's unfortunate, you know, and we try to make that's the goal. You know, that's the goal of Western democracies. You know, people like to say imperialism and all this other shit, but you know, the goal of Western democracies is to raise everybody out of poverty. Right. You know, we're trying to help the world.
That same Thunder Gang type of mentality, man, and you know, we've lost that through time. You know, once somebody makes it big, somebody is having these big shindigs at their plantation homes way back, then we start losing sight of that, because now we want to live like the Jeffersons, you know, and that takes away from that over compensating of making everyone win, man. Nabaruni, to answer your question, man, I do not drink alcohol. Alcohol is not even allowed in my house. But
okay.
Anyway, yeah, man, but I will take a Xanax. But anyway, you know, I mean, man, it's you know, nobody, like, look at corporate America, Wall Street, all that, bro. Like, you say in that sentence, that statement right there, it does not ring true. You know, like, everybody is out for number one. The American dream is me and my family making my American dream, not helping anyone else get to their American dream. That's what it seems like these days.
We're one of the most giving countries in the world, sir. We're an incredibly giving country. We donate an amazing amount to charities all over the planet.
But yeah, that's what I'm getting. That's what I was about to get at. We give lots of money over to countries that you know, I mean, man,
you cut out there for a second, brother.
We have so much money here. We have who are each over in little homeless camps at Race Park. They're knocking off over a can of SpaghettiOs. Like, I don't know, man. It's I bet it has turned into a capitalist movement. Oh, we'll keep it rocking. Shout out to Gangish, by the way. Love having him back around.
Hit the like on the way in, my friends. Please.
Yes. Definitely hit the like. It's nice to have someone to actually, you know, get up here and rap a little bit about.
Yeah. Well, you know, you cut out a little bit there, but I think I caught the gist of what you were saying, you know, and you are right. But I'll tell you what, if there's ever a problem in the goddamn world that we just cannot, that there doesn't seem to be a good answer, it's these homeless encampments, brothers. That like, Jesus. Okay. Now I'll tell you. Okay, so Colorado's done an experiment. What we've done here is, what we did was all the motels in the city that were considered drug dens. They were running
Yeah.
prostitutes out of them, all that type stuff. What they did during the pandemic is the government went through and said, "Hey, check this out. What we're going to do is we're going to offer you some money for your hotel, and
Mm.
either you're going to sell us your motel, or we're going to take your motel as a public nuisance, right?"
Right.
And so
Right.
most people said, "Oh, okay, fine, yeah, I'll sell you the motel." So they sold them all the motels. So now what they do is they go down into the homeless encampments. I know I got a friend who does this. She goes down into the homeless encampments and they tell people, we'll get you out, we'll get you off the street. We'll help you get you off the street. We understand that it's too expensive to live here. Like, I mean, it's hell trying to pick yourself up by your bootstraps out here, right?
No, of
But we'll
course.
get you off the streets. We'll put you in a hotel, so at least you're off the streets. You're out of these, these homeless encampments. And a lot
Strong,
of
yeah.
people go. A lot of people go, but a lot of people don't.
Well,
A
bro,
lot of
think about it like this, though, man. Think about it. Think about the addict mentality. Like, you cannot save an addict. You cannot help an addict until they've made the decision and they're ready to accept that help. They're ready to really do it. Same thing goes because probably 95% of these people are addicts on those blues and all that too. And
sure.
I mean, they're running around giving them foil and everything else. They're giving them all the stuff. But I mean, bro, they're not ready. So they know they're not ready. So why go and do that? Like, that's just a waste of time. Plus, it's a waste of being out here where the movement happens, to where I can be on top of, if I can hustle up this money, or if I can buy these blues for cheap, or whatever may happen. They want to be right there in their little element. And bro, they don't want help. Like, and you cannot help anyone who doesn't want it. Like, it's sad, man. It's sad. It's true. And the worst thing about it is all of these people are someone's child. Like, these people were born in the hospital and handed to their mother, as the mother and father most likely just adored and sobbed and looked at this child with such great thoughts and admirations. And now they can't even get themselves motivated enough to get out of the slum.
But do we have a responsibility to try, or do we give up?
I think our responsibility to try failed a long time whenever all them what's that company that came out with the OCs and all of that.
The Sackler family?
I think when the Ryan Sackler and the Sackler family and all of that, I think we failed right then, bro. I think we owed it to ourselves after Nam. Whenever all the guys came back on board and we acted like, oh, stay away. And bro, we should have, at that point, we should have took care of them, man. Because basically all we did as a country was, okay, let them kill themselves. Sorry, but let them finish themselves off. Let's let all the boomer generation watch what happens to them. That way they're afraid to ever mess with it, and they didn't. And nobody messed with it until we got back into the mid 80s or so. Like, it got to be like, oh, taboo, don't do that. Like, and they basically just set it up to off, and then, I mean, these are Americans that went to war, went to battle for our country, come back all buoyed out, and you don't care. Like, I mean, I think we've been making these mistakes, bro, for if not a century, we've been doing it for decades on decades. I don't think we're to the point where there's no easy fix, man. There's no easy fix.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's sad.
Something I noticed from the cats that came back from Vietnam,
Yeah.
is is if they were willing to, and this had to do with welfare too. This kind of go with welfare too. If you were willing to do what the government wanted you to do,
Mhm.
you'd be okay. But unfortunately, America has this. We have this idea. Well, I say unfortunately, but I don't know if it's unfortunate or fortunate or whatever. But we have this idea, that there is no royalty, right? Charles Murray talked about this, and he said that you could go to some low working class folks, and as far as they were concerned, they were just as good as the next man in
Yeah.
America. That was the American ideal. We
Yeah.
shook off the feudal system. There is no royalty here. And you could go to some upper class folks, some folks who actually had some money and this and that, and you go talk to them, and they say, "Hey, man, I'm just a working class dude." You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we were all in it together, right?
I could see a fine line between that too, though. Just by simple my life. So, like, I'm a contractor, right? I go to some of these upscale areas in the city, bro. $7 million homes with 3-lane bowling alleys, and bro, they treat me different there than they treat me at a duplex. You know what I mean? Like, so you know, I get what you're saying. Yeah, there's no high royalty, but there are people that they demand to be held at a higher, and I don't even know if that's a bad thing, because like when I walk around, bro, I walk around with my shoulders square, with my head high, and I walk around presenting myself as what I know I am, and maybe that's them doing the same thing, you know.
200 years ago, if I got on here and said, fuck Bill Gates, that might have cost me my life, right? If we was back in
Right.
England, right?
Right.
Loyalty to the people. But now I can get on here and say it all day. I can call him a demon, and I can call for him to be, they call for him to be executed and everything else, and that's the beauty of the American system, is that now that may cost me some job opportunities in the future, but
Yeah.
if I go work my ass off, I'll be fine. I can say fuck Bill Gates all day and work my ass off, and I'll be just fine. A couple hundred years ago over in Europe, I'd have been in trouble.
Right. No, I get it. Not just in Europe. I mean, even though we have the Constitution and all that, man, if you ran around in the 50s in a small town, bad mouthing a decent person, you know what I mean? Like you were gonna pay for that, because that's just how it operated. Like, it's crazy to think how far we've come, man. And the internet has just totally made things so much different, bro.
It's given everybody a voice. Everybody has a voice now.
It has the people who deserve one, the people who never deserved one. I mean, there's a list there, brother. There's a list. I got a notebook somewhere. Hold on. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
But no, man. Bro, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about the YouTube stuff, man. I've obviously, if you looked over at the channel, I've really been slow rolling stuff, as I always said I would. Trying to do it organically. I've just now started to doing some shorts. They've been paying off a little bit, but bro, mainly my thing has been networking, and I'm connected with some pretty large sub count people. You know what I mean? Like, and my graphics, bro, I took 8 to 12 months of nothing but dedicating myself how to do graphics the way I want. And I'm to the point now that I feel, pretty sufficient. I mean, I've made money off of making graphics. I've made money off of making intros.
I still see that crow pop up every once in a while.
Oh yeah, bro. The crows everywhere, man. There's always a crow somewhere, bro. There's crows right here in the back. There's crows everywhere, bro. There's a crow right here. You see this right here? You see that little black crow right there?
Yeah.
You see back behind right there? There's 2 crows right there. Like it's crows, bro. It's crows all the way around.
Yeah. Let's see
You
how
know,
far.
we in the crow's nest, brother.
Yeah. Now that's good though. Crow's a good graphic. You know, because
I mean,
people don't use that. You don't see that a lot. That's
right.
unique.
Well, and here's the other thing, man. 2-3 months into me doing this and marketing with the crow and all that, I started getting comments saying, "Hey, yo, Corrupt, tell me why that I've lived here for 3 years and never noticed nothing. But this morning on my way to get into the car, all of a sudden I hear a crow do the 3 calls, and I instantly think of you." And it's not the only person that said it, bro. Like I've had multiple people tell me, like when they hear the crow call, they think Corrupt, and I'm like, well, that's good marketing right there, man.
Yep. Yep.
Kidding. Hey, check out this cat, bro. Come on. Look, bro, there's a desperado on the back of this cat, right? So like think old Mexican cowboy with the hat, with the thing on the left and right pulled straight out, with a coverall jacket, and then the slacks. Let's see if we can see it. Here, hold on.
See what we got. Is that a crow in your hand?
All right, so right there is a hat, a cowboy hat. It's hard to see. Hold on.
It's a little dark.
Let me do something. Let me see if I can get some lights going. Oh shit! I'm bugging everything up. All right, let's see. It is a little dark. It's hard to tell. I'm gonna have to get her at a different time.
Is that a cat? You got a cat?
Yeah, she ain't wanting to participate. But so basically, like she's trying to get out of my hand. Come on. I'd do better if I put her on the floor and did it. But basically, there's a hat right here, arms that come out, then it comes down right here, and you can see the legs with the trench coat. So, yeah. It's really, really cool. Give me 1 second.
Still sky rats, but very intelligent. I seen the thing about that. They was talking about it on Facebook, and they was talking about pigeons. You know how for hundreds of years we've taught pigeons to be dependent on us. We domesticated them like cats or dogs and stuff like that. And then whenever we didn't need them for communications anymore, we just got rid of them. And they've been so conditioned to live in our cities, to live around us, they're dependent upon us. So this is why they hang out in the cities and eat trash and stuff like that, is because they're dependent upon us. You know, I thought that was an interesting take. Boom. Let's see. What y'all think? Is Diddy gonna get? It looks like Diddy's gonna get convicted. Them Xanax got people seeing people in his cats. That's how he gets his inspiration.
Why the so they got knocked?
See. It's good to see you, Calamity. Thank you. Hit the like, everybody, on the way in. Hit the like button, please. Show brother some love. Like, share, subscribe, share the live.
All right, Big Gangus, man.
Yo.
Have you ever officially been part of a podcast?
Officially? I don't know. Right. Official. What's official? How does it make it official?
I mean, like, you know, when motherfuckers, you know, like somebody says YouTube Streets and Plug pops in your mind. Somebody says YouTube Streets, Ronnie Blue Eyes pops in your mind. Like,
well, yeah. Me and Vegas did the Culture War stories there, or Culture War Vultures there for a while.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. Well, man, how you feel about Big Lance?
I haven't I haven't seen any of Lance's content in a while. The last time I seen Lance's content, every other video was about a booty bandit. Um, but and he
He
was
ain't
it.
feeling that.
Well,
He's upset about having to do that to get views.
well, I mean, how many booty bandit stories you gonna have? You know what I mean? I mean,
I don't
I
know,
did some
man.
time. I did some
He's
time, and I got a
bro,
couple.
Lance's came out and basically said, "Look, motherfuckers be lying. Look, I lied." Um, he's came out. He's pulled the curtain. One would say, I guess. Um, he's being very I don't know. He's being very transparent, bro, and it's respectful from what I gather. And he's funny, bro. Lance is funny, and like I'm trying to think of like almost in your face but hilarious podcast, bro. So I'm
Okay.
sitting here thinking, and I'm like, Gangish, Big Lance. You know, maybe a couple other pieces, maybe myself in there. But maybe to bring the spice down a little bit. But I don't know, man. You know, Weevy's hard to lock in to get, you know, especially nowadays, man. Shout out Big Weevy, bro, because
Shout out to the
but
homie.
yeah. But you know, like I'm starting to think in my mind, you know, Big Perm, Big Lance. I don't know, man. Maybe the three of us would be enough right there, bro. And then we could merge it into some of what. Because okay, look, so bro, I've been on this spiel, right? Everybody want to talk about country rap, southern hip hop. Like I quit calling it, you know what I mean? It started off as hip hop, right? Then that got to be a derogatory term. So then it started, then it got to be country rap, right? Well, I'm like, man, I don't like country. Like I like southern hip hop, right? So I start calling it southern hip hop. Well, then everybody starts calling it southern hip hop, but then I start thinking, man, and I'm like, bro, this ain't none of that. This is alternative rap because it's not gangster rap. It's not none of that, bro. The only way is you doing country rap is if you talking about an elder block on top of a 350 and you know what I mean, your Chevy and you out there in the field and with the tractors and you know what I mean, that's country rap right there, bro. Out there on the four-wheelers, all that. Like then whenever you get into rapping about other stuff, man, just rapping about life, man, just about, you know what I mean, loving your life, loving your family and loving all that. That's not country rap. That's fatherly rap. That's, you know what I mean? So there's like just like English, bro. You go to England, it's a different dialect of English. You go to Australia, it's a different dialect. You go to New Jersey versus where you're at, it's different dialects of English. So this rap is all different dialects, bro. And I think we'd be remiss to say country rap, bro. This is alternative rap, which I think includes artists such as Eminem, Machine Gun Kelly, Nappy Roots, you know, the artists that aren't, you know what I mean, the Kid Cudi, the artists that are not necessarily the gangster rap, the love song music, the ones that, you know what I mean, they pull from their own shit and their own shit is just them, bro.
So I remember a time in my life whenever all I would listen to was something that you would call, you know, generally gangster rap, and the reason why is because I saw rap music as a vector to express pain, to express the pain that people were seeing in their lives, but you know that a lot of that changed even with the introduction of Eminem. You know, whenever he started bringing like a different perspective, you know, and so it was like, well, and then things have blossomed out into what they are today. Some of the artists that you've mentioned, like, see, I'm still in that gangster mentality. Whenever you say country rap, I'm thinking of Big Walk Dog. He's from
Right.
you know what I mean? This is a country motherfucker who's rapping gangster shit.
Right. No, I get what you're saying.
But
it's
I
not
understand
that.
the genre. I understand the genre that you're talking about, though, and I think that hip hop has blossomed out in so many directions that it's like an escape velocity, what they call escape velocity. It's escape the gravity of what gangster rap was, and people have glommed onto it. People like it, people support it, and so I don't know. I don't know how much of it I really consider to be rap music, right?
Now can I press you on something else, brother? So
What's that?
first, let me show you a thumbnail real quick.
Okay.
I was gonna do a live by myself. I signed on to do the podcast Tuesday and Thursdays with homie. So that's what I did tonight. But let me show you this and see if you can see it at all.
Okay.
But so Ryan Upchurch has a
Creep Squad.
following, and it's called Creek Squad, right?
Okay.
But that says Creep Squad. Okay. Now, up here on the skeleton's head, it's hard to make it out. I didn't want it to be easy to make out, but it says emasculated cowboys. So now I got a big, bro. I'm not a. Okay, so there's a big beef going on in this Southern hip hop and this alternative rap shit, right? And it's Ryan Upchurch's team with Hozier versus Adam Calhoun's team with Justin Time, and I go back 15 plus years with somebody in Justin Time's camp. You know what I mean? Like, we go way back. We good peoples, bro. But anyway, a lot of crazy stuff has happened, man, and I've made a few different points. Now, Upchurch has reached out to me in my comments, and you know what I mean? He's almost 4 million subs, bro, and you know my motto, bro, hashtag I ain't shit. So he's reaching out to me for a reason, just because I'm putting out logical truth over the matters. But man, this guy, a few months ago when it was cold out, bro, basically anybody that messed with him dropped him all at the same time. First off, his mother dropped him, said that he was getting all messed up on Addies and breaking car windshields and just going all out wild. And he set his mama up with his manager named B Loose, and she was. But anyways, lots of things have happened, bro. Lots of stuff, lots of things that point that dude's probably under substances, which is whatever, bro. If you want to be on substances, do what you do. Just don't affect other people and don't lie about it, bro. Own what you are, right? Like, just own what you are, man. But anyways, so this man, he's flown off the handle, bro. Like, and that's why I titled it Creep Squad, because he's gone, like, bro, he's had such a huge following over all of these years, and that, like, people like it's almost cult squad, right? And he's had such a following, bro. And now a lot of people have devised their paths with him, bro. They're breaking off, they're going different routes, they're not claiming the Creek Squad and all that. But the people that are still there, that's why I wrote it. It kind of makes me think, man, it's Creep Squad, because the things he's doing, the things he's saying, like, my guy, he gets on in a bathtub at 3 a.m. talking and venting about other men at 3 a.m. in the water. You know what I mean? Like this dude, he's on one, bro, which
Yeah.
is fine, whatever. But he's also a brand new father. I mean, he's got 30 acres, he's got money, he's got it all. But bro, I don't know, man. I feel like he's leading people. I feel
Now,
like he's been giving a platform and he's misusing it. He's misstraying it, man.
now, let me add something to that. Is that think about how many, think think of Robert Downey Jr., Amanda Bynes, people like this, that the pressure of stardom is huge. And think about the expectations whenever you have 1 million subs, 2 million subs, or whatever. You got all these people, and they're dependent on you. This is pressure. This is a
Almost
constant
4 million.
pressure.
But
Yeah.
dig this, man. I'm hearing he just lost, like, he's been winning lawsuits for years, right? And I'm just hearing, like, he just had a lawsuit that he lost that was 1.8 mil. But I'm hearing that lawsuit plays a lot into this new lawsuit that this female has against him. Because, bro, it's hard to say. It's hard to, like, he's got money backing him, he's got lawyers backing him. It's hard to say if he was a regular person how his paperwork would look, bro.
But imagine that. Imagine
But
what you're talking about. The
right,
pressure, homie. Lawsuits.
but
Fame.
but
Millions of
bro,
subscribers
they
depending
talking
on you.
about he gonna lose a $30 million lawsuit, bro. A $30 million lawsuit. So I understand dude scattering, but man, me scattering is me in the war room creating plans. It's not being on the internet at 2-3 in the morning just talking about random weird shit and pointing out how Nazis weren't that bad.
Yeah, that's a bad look.
Bro, he painted a swastika on a guitar, my guy.
Yeah, that's a bad look.
This dude is a lolcow. He's a 4 million sub lolcow that doesn't understand it. And Creep Squad doesn't understand it either.
Well, the pressure from what you're describing to me, I don't know the dude. I've heard the name. I'm not super familiar with his content.
People look at him legendary, man, because what he did early in the music, because he changed, you know what I mean? Anytime you change the way people do something, you're iconic, right? So, I mean, he's iconic. People look at him legendary. But, bro, a living legend can break the corners of that diamond.
No, but he's a person. That's all he is a person. And people blow out. People blow out at their weakest point. Whenever you put pressure on people, people blow out at their weakest point. You're talking about a $30 million lawsuit. You're talking about losing your life. That's talking about losing your life as you know it. Right?
Yeah.
If that don't make you do drugs, I don't know what will.
Well, bro, I mean, he'll be all right. He'll make more money. You know what I mean? But Big Feast, I believe the lawsuit is in regards to a female. And it's not the first time that, he's been told that, yo, not right now, or I ain't feeling it right now. But, he is who he is, and you're inside his gated facility that he has security out front, and no one gets in or out without his approval. And he does what he does.
And he did something inappropriate to this woman?
Not just her.
Well, that's always a bad look too. That's the Puff Daddy Daddy effect, right?
But I have to say that allegedly, homie.
Well, of course.
I can't prove that. The women have said things. One woman took it back because she was getting hanged out here, bro, and she took it back. But then whenever everybody had their fallout with Upchurch, everybody went back to her side, and everybody made statements about how they had switched up their statements, and she was really telling the truth type shit, which makes it all murky, right? But
Well, you see, same thing with Puff Daddy. Is a lot of these dudes, for 20 years or so, these people have been partying with him and hanging out and getting high and enjoying the boys and the girls and the baby oil and everything else. And now that he's getting hit, they're all over it.
yeah,
Right? Everybody's turning on him. Now everybody want to show up. Now Kid Cudi want to show up talking about he blew up my car. Man, you know what I mean?
Jay-Z won't answer a call.
Yeah, everybody show up. Yeah. I'm not really an Upchurch fan either. I'm not really hip, like I said, to the dude's
never have
stuff.
been either, bro. Never have
But
been either.
if fame's not cut out for everybody. I feel the pressure. I got 5,000 subscribers. I feel the pressure sometimes. Like, man, I got to come up with something. I got to do something. I got to make something happen. Imagine if there was a million people, 4 million people, 5 million people, 10 million people waiting on your next drop, homie.
I go live sometimes just because I know that I got at least 8 to 10 people out there that will pop in and be like, "Yo, what's up?" And I can just talk to the people for a moment. You know what I mean? Like, fuck a lunch break, bro. I'll go out there, smoke a couple cigarettes, and talk to the homies.
That's all I'm doing tonight. I had no topic. I said I'm just going to go see what YouTube's talking about because I don't see nobody going live no more. I don't know why. You know what I mean?
Bro,
we all used to be live all the time.
When Weezy got his female going, bro, and whenever I stepped out of the office and I went back in the field all the time, bro, it really slowed down at night a lot, bro. Our community, it doesn't go like it used to. People had issues, man. Corso, he went down, man. Anna went down, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So like life has been playing this role, bro. And like now Plug's not really in the prison genre per se anymore. Plug is over there hand over fist in the true crime, man. And he's working and he's super, super busy making documentaries and doing pre-records for this, and also putting together the YouTube Streets Awards. So like, I mean, a lot of people have their hands in a lot of things, brother, but I don't know, man. If Weezy came back, he would have the nighttime slot filled up. Stony Tony, usually in the morning, if you want to catch up on BS drama about that one dude, Stony Tony's over there about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. I like to go in there and say good morning, all that, and then I do my thing. I listen to a lot of iHeartRadio during the day while I'm working.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was hyped when I saw you come back, bro. I've been thinking about you, man. Believe it or not, I sent a few prayers and thoughts out your way, not knowing what you was into, what was going on, but you crossed my mind. So if somebody crosses my mind, I feel like I owe it through the universe to send up a prayer, whether they believe or not. You know what I mean? It's what I believe. It's the energy I exude. So I'm glad you're here, bro. You look good, man. You look really good. I'm digging the beard. You look like you dropped about 30. I'd say. I don't, just going off the face, maybe the beard might be. You look about 25, 30 pounds lighter last time I saw you, bro. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud that you're home. I'm proud that you're putting shit behind you. Fuck, bro. Go out there and get that job, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking be a fool not to hire you, bro. That's the intimidated.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I went to one today. And man, I put in about 60 applications. I'm telling you, I listen to a lot of geopolitics and I listen to a lot of economics and stuff like that. And
Okay.
they've been talking about the economic warning signs flashing in the economy, and some things are looking like there might be a recession. And I tell you what, man, I've seen some people that are struggling to get some jobs.
Yeah.
People are starting to struggle a little bit, and Denver historically is a very good market. So if Denver struggles, there's a lot of money out here. Put it that way, So if we're struggling, I have a feeling there's some other parts of the country that are doing a lot worse. A lot of the
Oh, I'm
Midwest
sure,
and stuff
bro.
like that.
I'm sure those little Appalachian towns, all that, bro. Um, that's the one good thing about well, good and bad. Man, if I went to go get a job anywhere else, bro, other than like a painting company, commercial construction company type stuff, I'd be lost in the wind, bro. Cause I've turned myself into a ghost over the last few years. Technically, I was a co-owner of a painting company, but I quote unquote quit my painting company to do quote unquote side jobs, if that makes any sense. Now, the painting company still exists and the insurance is still there, if ever, worst case scenario. But that's kind of just what I'm doing right now, bro. Just ghostly activities.
Just picking
But
up what you can.
bro, man, I stay so dang busy, brother.
That's good. That's
You know
good.
what I mean? I've been doing this stuff for a long time, man. I don't advertise at all. I have more work than I can do.
Well, that's a good thing, brother. That's a
Yeah,
good thing.
man.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it is, bro. It is. But even more work than I can do, bro. It's still like I need to get more. You know what I mean? Like I need to get more. Like making what I make right now and the stuff I have right now, that would have been fucking super fly at 23, 25. That would have been super fly, bro. But you know what I mean? I've been catching up. I've been playing catch up for years, bro. I'm sure you know. You know what I mean? You get behind the 8 ball, bro, and it becomes a blizzard, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and nothing ain't getting cheaper, right?
Nah,
Nothing
and
getting cheaper.
all the people that you know that were squares and shit, they done bought a house, and you know what I mean. They got it at a great interest rate, and they got 2 brand new cars with, and like it's like these is the motherfuckers who was the squares, man, and I'm out here coolest motherfucker I know, but living like shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got some homies. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
One of my homies bought right before the whole cough situation happened. Well, he bought
Yeah.
a $440,000 house. He
Mhm.
got locked his interest rate in and locked his payment in and did all that. Man, that house is worth $700,000 now.
Oh, bro, he's brilliant. He's
You know
brilliant.
what I
He
mean?
got a 3.8 interest rate or some shit. He's brilliant, bro.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. Just wait, too, though. If he keeps that the full 30 years, his wife and him retire. They quit doing their jobs. They sell that. They either can go travel or they can get a 1 bedroom size house, bro, and they can be banked up. Because by that point, it's gonna be like 1.8 mil. What we got? Big feet?
Now we got G Dirt in the house. What's up, Muhammad?
Big dirt in the
What's good,
building. What's
baby? What's going
good?
down?
We got
Good to
Big
see you.
Plugger in the chat
Fresh
too.
off my
Big Plugger.
deathbed. What's good?
How
What's
you doing,
happening?
brother?
Somebody got the bounty on the hat.
They're gonna have that for a long time.
Oh shit, G Dirt, man.
I actually took it. I took it off for the camera though, because I was
Hey,
worried they might get it.
get him, bro. Yeah. You should have that little sitting right next to it. You know what I mean? Like,
That's a bet that you could always place.
Big Conrad in the building, man. Big Plugger in the building. Tommy Thunder, Thunder Gang. Thank you, everybody coming through, man. G Dirt in the building. We over here with the one and only Mr. GG Gang, not Gucci on that thing. Let's
Hit the like,
go.
my friends. Hit the like, my friends. Yeah,
Yeah, man, y'all be doing
Conrad's about to fight G Dirt's big brother.
what?
Swear to God. Let me pull it. I should pull it up.
Who's the big brother? Who's the big
Watch it.
brother?
Let me pull him up. Hold on.
Is it that
Hey,
ginger
who's the big
dude
brother?
that drops the N-word?
Watch. I'm gonna pull him up. Hold on.
That ginger
Why does he
dude
got to be
drops
my
the
big
N-word.
brother?
Man, he
It's
looked just
on
like you.
It's on McNugget, ain't it? Put the fries in the
I'd have
bag,
to see his
man.
bank account.
Put
Hold
the
on,
fries
hold
in
on,
the
hold on.
bag. Come on,
Hold on,
man.
let me find
Play Big McNugget in here, baby.
Let me find the picture.
That
Find
man
the
whole
picture.
head was dunked in sweet and sour. Quit playing.
Here he is. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see.
Buffalo. Come on, man.
Let's see. Let me see if I can find the graphic. There's
He
the
said he looked
graphic.
just like me.
Just like you.
Damn,
Let's see.
fools
I don't
think that
see
just
none.
because you got a red beard, everybody look just like you, bro. Come on, bro.
Tell him, Dirt.
dog.
Tell him, Dirt.
Hold on.
Come on,
Let me see. Let me see.
Pull up Big Mac.
Present slides of PDF.
Let me see this fool.
I forget how. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna take a snapshot of him if I
Mr.
can.
Man in this thing, man. I was thinking about you today. Triple M.
Let's see. Here we go. Right there. Boom.
Let's see this motherfucker, bro.
Come
He's
on,
as ugly
man.
as I am.
Let me show.
Right,
Let me
dog.
share. See,
Show
image
me
file. I forgot how to
that
do this.
shit
Give me
up.
just a second. Let me see.
See
Snapshots.
that? G Dirt, bro. He playing with your emotions, bro. All that I forgot how to do this shit. That's playing
Oh,
with
dog.
your
I don't have
emotions.
emotions, bro. That's old. That's like
Here it is.
Yeah, no.
The flowers don't get watered no more.
Woo!
This fool. Hey,
Uh-oh.
hey, zoom in on this fool.
That's
Who the
G
fuck
Dirt
this
big
fool?
brother.
That's G Dirt's big brother, dog.
Hell
Oh,
no, dog.
man.
How was that for?
That look like his name is Irish McGurkin.
Nah, fuck no. I'll put that guy on some game.
Irish McGurkin.
Nah,
that ain't your strange big brother?
I don't know.
Hey.
I don't think so. I think he's my little brother.
Shit. Pat
Look
old
at him.
Irish McGurkin on the head. Keep
Yeah,
it
that
rolling.
was G Dirt whenever he was in his thug phase. I mean, right
Hey,
there. Look at him.
That was a few years ago for me. I'm in my fat married phase right now.
Why
Yeah.
you got 16-ounce gloves on though for the picture?
Well, you got what?
Where's old boy from?
16-ounce gloves for the picture.
I don't
Like,
have
why
that
wouldn't you wear
receding
some
hairline either.
8-ounce gloves?
Conrad's got his male stripper outfit on. Look at him.
Like, look, for them 16-ounce gloves is huge,
That's dirt
right?
pile.
Like,
This fool.
that's great to practice with and all. But if you're taking a picture, you want to do bare fist or you want to do some little 6 or 8-ounce gloves, you know, you want them to make them look like they fit your arm. Like,
What? That fool's from Colorado or what?
Yeah, I think so. I think he said he's from the Western Slope. He's from the other side of the mountains.
Oh, word. That's
this
what's up.
man looked like he got a bag resting on his shoulder because he's an amputee. Like, that 16-ounce glove is just too much, bro.
You think so?
I know.
Plug said G Dirt's head is bigger, way bigger.
Yeah,
Not
dog.
in-
These
not
days,
in
yeah,
that
for sure. My head's big
16-ounce
as fuck,
glove.
dog. I can't even fit in these caps no more, dog.
I guarantee
Got the
it
glasses.
ain't big. I guarantee it ain't bigger than that 16-ounce glove, though.
Got your glasses bowed out. Tim McGraw versus G Dirt.
Damn. Damn.
Tim McGraw be out there with them farm animals, bro. Be careful.
Old boy looks like he got a fake mean face though.
Billy Ray Cyrus, that ass. Don't
It's-
tell my heart.
It's I feel like he's pushing the mean face. Like he wasn't
Yeah.
born with it.
He's trying too hard.
Yeah. No, I
Like,
got you, bro.
Show me your mean face whenever dude's in jail. They're like, show me your
Yeah,
mean
that type of shit. Yeah, he probably beat me up though. So you know, whatever it is what it is, dog.
Yeah.
He beat
He's
me
a
up. That's
heavyweight.
right. I got Conrad
I was
though.
like,
I'm
the
on
X
Team
Flags
Conrad.
hasn't started working yet.
Oh, Conrad Jennings.
I'm Team Conrad on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there live.
Just like
I'm
I
gonna be
was on
there
the
live
last
on the
one.
18th. I'm gonna be there live on the 18th. We're gonna be there. We're gonna
That's
stream
that
it
face
live.
when you thought the X Lax was going to work 30 minutes ago.
He said that's his Chippendales outfit.
Yeah. Look like he better be ready to have a party. I mean, he'll show up at the front door. Bigfoot says easy work. Easy work. That's the light work.
So
Hey,
where they
why
find this fool?
Conrad look like he gonna go in there and usher in an ass whooping?
You look like you mean business.
Yeah, bro. He looked like he could walk you to your movie seat, break your nose, take
Well,
your
'cause he
popcorn, your
doesn't
bitch,
look like he's
and watch the
trying.
foot.
Yeah,
He looks like he's just himself.
that's the real face.
Hey, we just talking about you, Weeby, man.
Is
No, I'm
Weavis
just
in here?
saying, he all sharped up, bro. He gonna walk you to your movie seat. He
Hey,
gonna
that
bust
last
you
one
in
with
your
Conrad
nose,
though, man,
take your popcorn, your bitch,
he
and your
deserves something
seat.
better than that.
This is all I'm gonna say. Is I seen a video with Conrad. I haven't made it down there to the gym with him yet, but I seen a video from Conrad the other day, and I know a little bit about boxing, and I know a little bit about throwing punches, and those punches are coming way cleaner and way more natural, because you can see whenever people first start boxing, because they still push their punches, right? And we all do it. It's just part of human nature. You push your punches forward, and there comes a time whenever you stop pushing your punches and you actually start pivoting on your pole. There's an imaginary pole that runs through your body, and your butt, they become like a top. Imagine a top that's got two arms attached to it. Bop, bop, bop. And they start coming more natural. They start swinging more natural. And Conrad's hands are coming off his body just naturally. Smooth. Work.
So when's this? Oh, this is July 18th. Okay.
All I got
Yes,
to
sir.
say, bro, is if Conrad was in Crocodile Dundee, it'd be a hell of a different movie. So
What's the height and the weight? Everything's the same?
Surely not. Conrad look more muscle than old boy. Muscle weighs more, but
Well, we're not really seeing a whole bunch of old boy. He's kind of in the back there. I don't know if he's got a gut. I don't know what he does.
uh-oh. My homeboys love. I thought riding up to.
But hey, he deserves.
There we
something
go.
Better. He deserves something better than the last one, though. The last one was.
Y'all give me.
Well, you can't
Kinda
really
hit.
see. He got that beard. You can't really see if he got a double chin, if he got a hard chin. You can't really see what he got going on. Is that all muscle? Is he all traps? You can't tell.
You see where that color difference in his chin, like right there at the chin underneath the lip.
yeah.
You
He's
see where
over
that color
300.
difference is? Right where that darkest part of that is the
Yeah.
bottom of his chin.
Well, hopefully he's taller.
Okay, where the shadow is.
Because old boy was over 300, but he was like 5'2".
Yeah, that's the bottom.
300. 300's a big boy. That's a super heavyweight. Are you considered a super heavyweight too,
Conrad.
Conrad? I'm always gonna stick with the home team, homie.
I'm gonna say for Conrad, bro, the height doesn't matter. If dude's taller than him, I'm gonna say for Conrad, the height don't matter, bro. If dude has 30, 40 pounds on him, that's the difference. But if dude has 4 to 6 inches on him,
It just depends on reach.
think it
Depends on
matters.
reach and if fools know how to throw a jab or not or move their feet.
But Conrad though, man, Conrad does that little Tyson effect, slip and slide movement, bro. Like he slips the punch, slides inside. That way, if he gets hit with the next one, he gets hit with the inside of the elbow, so he can deliver. You know what
He's
I
a
mean?
bare knuckle fighter.
He's a bare knuckle fighter. So he's been around.
Yeah,
That means he got a chin. He got a chin on him if he's a bare knuckle fighter.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But that also means he's had his clock rung a lot.
Yeah, he looks like he looks like he's been
I'll be
punched in
back.
the face a couple times.
Give me a moment. I'll be back.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've seen some, some mean motherfucking redheads, bro.
Oh yeah, shit. The color of the hair don't matter. He look pasty. He pasty as hell. He ain't been out in the sun. He ain't training in the sun. I can tell you that. But
Well, that's it. I can tell you from experience, it don't matter. I turn fucking bright red and I'm right back to fucking pale as fuck the next day. So
yeah. Let's see, Bigfoot. What is that? Plunger gang. Muffin Man, good to see you, my homie. Good to see you. 1-2 uppercut. 1-2 uppercut. Slip to the side. Kidney punch. Redbeard gang. Yeah, nah, it's home team, baby, all day. Conrad got this. I know Conrad's Conrad's win's gonna be better than dude. Conrad's, you know what I mean? His win's gonna be better than dude.
Especially if he's over 300.
His conditioning is going to be better.
He's coming out. He's got the. I mean, just from the looks, he's coming out aggressive, just swinging for the fences. Probably doesn't have a whole lot of technical. This is just a guess. I don't know.
You never know,
dude. But that's So you gotta just stick on the outside, stick and move, and wear him down. It's the same old shit.
Yeah. And hope that he don't catch you with something vicious, right? One of the bare knuckle haymakers.
Exactly.
Bare knuckle can work for him or against him. That's that Irish blood. Yeah, the Irish, they said whenever the Irish were slaves, whenever they had them as indentured servants, they said a black slave was worth about 10 times as much as an Irish slave. Because all the Irish slaves would do, they were prone to drink all day. They knew how to make liquor. They'd make liquor them damn selves. They'd just find stuff in the wild to make liquor with. All they would do is just get drunk and get in fights with each other. You know what I mean? They wouldn't act right. See, 10 Irish slaves for the price of a black slave because they just wouldn't act right. They just get drunk and fight all day. Beat on each other.
Yeah.
And it's an outgrowth of history. Well, England took Ireland and then made them, that's one of the main things where welfare came out of, what was called the dole, and this is what they put the Irish on. It was just a form of welfare. It was government assistance, And so what do you do if you're sitting around all day without a job? They don't have jobs for them. They sit around all day without a job. Well, what do? You get drunk and beat on your wife. You know what I mean? Beat each other up, shit like that. Hang out in the bar. And, it did a number on Ireland for many years. That was part of their history. It actually became part of their history over the last couple hundred years. It's had a big effect on the country in general. Looked like he got short arms. That was what we called fun.
That's weird. He's a bare knuckle fighter. He picked the biggest gloves you can put on for the picture.
Yeah. Them are some big ass gloves. Drink and fight. Yeah. It's the Irish way. TCB, good to see you, my homie. Good to see you. Reds are good genetics for sure. Everyone has. So what y'all think? Let's see. Please sub to my boxing YouTube channel. I need 9 more subs to go live. Oh, I didn't even know you had just a boxing channel. Okay, man.
Hey, what did you think about that 1090 Jake video, man?
He poking the hornet's nest. I mean, he's brave. He's brave.
I feel like some shit you don't bring up, but damn, that fool. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, like, in his brain. It kind of just shows, like, I feel like it just shows, like, in his brain how young he is. Like, how did he calculate that one? How did he? I mean, he knows, like, everybody's gonna see this shit. So it's like, I feel like he misstepped that one. That's wild.
Well, like I was saying earlier, do you think maybe he, with the whole dropping his flag situation, maybe he feels like he's hit, a trajectory, escape velocity from the nonsense on YouTube and the prison genre and this and that, and he's going to move off into a direction of just being around civilians.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You can't talk about shit. You can't put labels on people if you're gonna. I mean, it's two different worlds. You can't. Like I can't claim civilian and fucking put labels on fools that aren't. Like it's just, I think it's crazy. But
he's brave.
So
he's brave.
What's the dropping the flag thing? He publicly came out and said that, or
he said it didn't. He said the mentality didn't serve him anymore, and basically he feels like he's an adult and that mentality didn't serve him anymore.
Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously this is just a guess, but two things come to mind when I feel like that dude either had some type of squabble within the crew or within the little organization, and it was just best for him to either back up, or because he's got so much like clout right now that maybe he was catching heat somewhere and that was something that he just had to say. I don't know, but if it was just like a hey, I'm grown up now type of shit, like for no other reason, I feel like that's kind of weird. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, because most gangs, gangs in general, despite what you'll see on Hollywood, you know what I mean, and this and that, they're happy for their homies whenever their homies do good, whenever their homies move away from the situation, whenever they do good, whenever they go legitimate, nobody ever gets mad because a Crip buys a house. You know what I mean? His homies are like, good for him. You know what I mean? Now, if you do make it, I think that you should probably look out for your homies. At least the homies that looked out for you. The homies that made sure you were okay whenever the chips were down. You should probably.
Yeah, and I wonder if that was something that like played a part in it, where he just like he felt like he was financing the whole system.
Maybe they were expecting. Maybe they expected something from him. You're going to claim the fame. You're going to claim the fame.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't know he came out and publicly said that. And then
I just seen it the other day. Yeah.
And there's some fools, through that group that's going to feel a certain way too, I'm sure. But yeah, that's interesting. I wonder. Anytime that you get, now all of a sudden you're taking pictures with Jelly Roll, you're over here and you're getting money, there's a little heat involved. So sometimes we just say shit, but the homies know what's up.
Well, despite the fact that, okay, homie was a blood, right? Homie was a blood. But despite the fact that you're a blood, it's not like you owe something to every blood in the fucking United States. You know who your people are. You know what I mean? You know who was there for you. You know who looked out for you. You know who your people are. And you ain't got to look out for every goddamn body, But so that makes me wonder too. What did he really just? Because there's nothing wrong with saying, I outgrew this situation, but that ain't really got nothing to do with dropping your flag. It's not like anybody was pressing him over being a blood. It's not like he was, out there banging or looking for Crips.
It almost seems like it's internal or something's weird about that, because 2 weeks before that, homeboy's throwing up his shit and fucking posting pictures and fucking, with whoever. So I don't know, man. That type of decision of like, hey, man, I'm just too grown for this shit now. Like, I'm just gonna move the other direction. I feel like that takes a little bit more than a week. Like, so
yeah,
just my opinion. It's like,
no, I was thinking that too. Too.
Maybe it's all just hey man, I'm catching some heat over here. I got these fools really And what I mean by heat is like just like, potentially, police officers looking your way, different shit looking your way, because you are now in the spotlight more than you should be, and you're still got that young mind. So he's probably not the smartest dude. And when you get a little cash, you start fucking up a little bit. Hey, what's the best way to do this? Well, I'm gonna just drop the flag. Hey, this isn't, but inside the circle, we know that, this is just
look at Quando Rondo. So Quando Rondo, if anybody remembers, whenever his cousin was murdered out in L.A. In front of him, and this is the murder that Little Dirk is charged with setting up. He come out right after that, and he says, "Hey, I'm not part of 60s no more. I'm not part of Shut Out Gang." Da 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 da. He said all that, and then 9 months later, gets indicted for racketeering. For being a gang leader, and gets indicted for racketeering in his city, right? Yeah. So clearly his city didn't get the memo. Exactly. He basically got indicted for being a leader of the Rolling 60s, right, in Savannah, Georgia. So was that all for just show? Did he know because that's something I noticed too. Like whenever I got raided, in 2004, whenever I got raided, we knew it was coming. And I ain't never met a person who got raided to where there wasn't signs. And sometimes literally the cops will pull you over and tell you, dude, stop what you're doing or we're going to arrest you. We're gonna catch you. They'll do that sometimes. Literally the cops will just pull you over and warn you and be like, dude, stop. Just stop. You know what I mean? So maybe he knew it was coming. Because 9 months.
That's what I think. Yeah. And I think he knows he probably made a stupid move or a couple stupid moves with, again, in my opinion, this is just speculation, but in my opinion, he's probably the guy with the money in the crew there. So.
Well, you mess around like Lil Durk and fund the wrong situation, like with the 1090 Jake situation, you throw some money the wrong way and somebody does something stupid and they tie the Cash App or however you sent the money back to you. And somebody uses that money to buy a bunch of bangers and and does this or does that. And then all of a sudden you're hit. Right. Yep. Yeah. So maybe Jake's thinking that way too. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause it would just be strange that all of a sudden, in a 3-week time frame, all of a sudden you've kind of grown out of that. It just seems strange, but and then you go poke the hornet's nest with Larry Hoover. I was just about to say, but we're like going down the hole here of him, dropping his flag here. But what about that video? Is like, holy shit! Like that's your, you're bringing a whole nother level of attention your way. And so like what? So now all of a sudden you're like family dude. You're like, hey man, I'm dropping my shit. Like I'm just a grown up now, man. This shit's behind me. And then that's the video that you drop right after. I don't know, dog. For me, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, even bringing up that name or just even talking about some shit that there's just shit that you just don't fuck with, and that's just crazy to me, bro.
Well, like what happened with the G Herbo situation, whenever he brought out that video on G Herbo, and then they brought out the video on G Herbo and they went to G Herbo's homies and they said, hey, we don't consider him no rat. He's good in his hood. And that's, unfortunately, that's and think about the mob. Think about the mafia. You think about these bikers. These people testified that the mafia used to cooperate. One family of the mafia would cooperate with the cops against other families. Their rules weren't that you don't cooperate with the police, it's that you don't tell on your homies. That's what it was. It was that you don't tell on your homies. They were cooperating all day with the feds against the Irish, and the Irish were cooperating. Obviously, Whitey Bulger was cooperating with them to screw these other families over. And I've seen the bikers do that. I'm not going to mention any specifics, but I've seen the bikers do that. You know what I mean? There's a certain lane of criminality that says you don't tell on your homies, right?
Sure.
Fuck the rest of them. We don't give a fuck. And I'll tell you like this, bikers don't give a fuck about nobody but their club. They don't give a fuck about nobody else.
Well, for me, yeah, no. And I think just like what trips me out is just trying to understand the psychology of why he dropped that video. It just trips me out, like why, like it's a trip because he's, you know, supposedly known for just being able to get the paperwork, right? To get the actual facts. And it's just very speculative, and especially for that time period, and to just go off a newspaper article. And that's like and then with the name that it is, and then with the timing, and then with, and it just is, it just doesn't seem, I don't know, man. It seems fucking weird, bro. Something's weird about that shit. I don't know if he got paid, to do it. You know, someone behind the scenes was like, hey, man, fuck. I don't know what it was, but.
Well, I mean, that is kind of his lane, right?
I wonder if we see the video come down at some point. I wonder if we see apology. I wonder if we see, I just wonder what we see. You know,
if there's enough heat, if he gets hit with enough heat.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, he can be as stubborn as he wants to. He can catch heat and, you know, sit there on the back end and be like, dog, you know, I'm a YouTuber. I'm throwing out, you know, I'm not accusing anybody. I'm just not, you know, But still, dog, these are, some of these fools are dudes that don't give a fuck about those excuses. So it's
like I said, that's what I started talking about whenever I got on here is, you know, there's a certain cohort of people, whenever you're young and you're a young gangbanger, homie, you don't care about much else. Yeah. Because you know, people gangbang because life is rough, homie. And whenever you've never been able to see a way out of your situation, and you think that world is your situation, and that's, you know, this is life, and this is as good as it gets, you know what I mean, is riding for the hood. There's a whole bunch of GDs who feel that way. I guarantee there is.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? And one of them motherfuckers catch him.
Yeah, there's always someone looking to get a name. I mean, out here, dude, it's crazy. Like some of the shit on the news, you're seeing like 14, a 14-year-old going down for a triple homicide. You know, you're seeing like, you know, these fools that are getting arrested are 14 to 16. You know what I mean? For the majority.
That's the time to do it. That's the time to make your name, because they can only give you juvenile life.
It's just crazy. Yeah, it's like,
that's the time to do it. So you don't end up with a real elbow.
It's like 40 plus, or, you know, some shit like that. You know, that's like either you fucked with like their family, or they're like kind of like a mentally unstable a little bit. You know, we all got the homie that's mentally unstable. You know, he's just gonna continue to keep fucking up. You know.
50-year-old gangbangers going hard. Some of them are. That's what they live for.
That's
it.
You know?
That's all they've ever known. You know, is the streets. And some people, the realistic thing is that's some people have. You know, some of us are lucky enough to have, you know, a family or whatever, and maybe we can see a way out, or we can find a way out. You know, I went through, it took me 4 years in Pier 1, and then going to college, and then, you know, it took me years to build something that to actually miss whenever I went to prison. Whenever I first went to prison, it didn't matter. That was just part of the metric. It was just the cost of doing business, because this is our life. This is what we do. And for years, it took me years of rolling the right path and getting a little something. Okay, now I got an associate's degree. You know what I mean? Now I got a little car. Now I got, you know what I mean? I got a little money put away. Now I got, you know, some relationships that I've built, and I got a little bit of job history. And now I got a bachelor's degree. And now I got something to be like, whenever I go to jail, I'm like, fuck, what did I do? I fucked this off. I got to get back to my life.
Yeah, because some of those things. That's what I was trying to tell. Some of these fools is like they don't understand how big this is to like certain people. Like this point in our life, like just having a bucket, or just being able to have the rent paid, or just some of these things that are regular everyday shit to the normal person. But nowadays it's like you feel like you got more to lose than ever, and it might not be much to other people, but it's a lot compared to where we once were. So it's a trip, man.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I could never envision, the little bit of accomplishments in my life that I have to stand on. I couldn't envision that whenever I was 13, 14, 15, even 20.
No.
I didn't see any of that. My reputation was all, I'm in prison, and my reputation's all that matters. And I ain't fucking leaving. I ain't leaving the motherfucking yard. We're going in. It's whatever. I'll go through you. You know what I mean? That was my mentality. It's whatever, homie. I'm working out all day long so I could go through somebody if I have to, because ain't nobody gonna damage my reputation. Ain't nobody gonna speak bad on me. That's all, because that's all I had. All I had to stand on was my reputation as a gangster. So, there was nothing else. Right now, I got something else to stand on. Now I could give a fuck less what some people think of me. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Well,
I mean, they smutting up Larry Hoover
on a scale, and you got to weigh out the options, because it's not like and it's part of growing up too. But some things just aren't worth just going and going back and sitting in a fucking cell tonight. That might have been worth it before, for sure. So, just thinking before your actions, and that's why I was telling some of these fools before. Like not, and I don't want to talk about this fool, but that dub dude that fools go off on this shit. Everyone goes off on the fool's trailer and the fool's truck and the fool's, and I was like, hey fool, look, and like his I don't care if I don't give a fuck about any of the shit, but I'm just saying, like, to some fools, like that double wide is a huge accomplishment. To have a working vehicle outside that motherfucker, plus being able to have any type of certificate that shows that you did anything, that you put in some work, like that's past. I don't have a certificate. I don't have a GED. I don't have shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so like, these are things that, other people that didn't really like come, in my opinion, that didn't really come from like either being super poor or whatever the fuck it was, them fucking church boxes, like, I feel like they don't understand it. It's like when he says, hey man, fucking, like, in his world, that is a huge accomplishment, man.
Shit, a nice truck's a huge, homie. I wish I had a nice truck right now.
Any. I wish I owned anything. I wish I have a nice car and shit like that now. I mean, now my life is completely different, but that's because I really blood, sweat, and tears in this motherfucker to, try to figure something out that actually worked. And it was sales, and that's what I was actually going to tell you about that too, because like so many people go into these retail businesses or these bust your hands up type shit, or and that's cool if fools are working a trade and getting paid well. But one thing that me and you have, the one thing that fools like us have, bro, is the gift of gab, bro. We can talk in circles on a motherfucker all day. We can really get someone excited about something. We could ask for a sale. We could. And no matter what, if you're good at the sale, you're gonna make good money. And I'm not talking about selling some shit that, like, I'm not talking about at a store, right? Not like fucking working at a fucking retail store. I'm talking about getting a commission, getting a bonus, getting a fucking override, getting a fucking residual, shit like that on top of your base.
Yeah.
And bro, that's, if I was you, Like, and I understand some people don't want to do sales,
Sure.
but that's where I would head, bro, because just, knowing you from YouTube, dog, you're gonna be a slanger, dog. You're gonna be a fucking savage salesperson. And any savage salesperson, because fools don't want to put in work no more. Now fools don't want to get dirty no more. They don't want to roll up their sleeves. And so for the person that goes in there and really wants to put in work in any places that's offering an opportunity, like, bro, that's what changed my life, money wise.
Yeah, no, I've thought about it. I've thought about car sales. I've thought about car sales, about approaching some of these car dealerships.
Yeah, car sales is, the only thing I would say about that is eventually you're burned out because there's so many fucking hours. You're working fucking, 12-hour days, fucking 6 days a week to make like big Skrilla, depending on the car dealership you're at. But there's so much more out there that is so easy. It could be advertising, merchant services. It could be wholesaling, real estate, just to name a couple. I won't name drop all the game, but like, look into some of those, bro, because I'm telling you, bro, you would be good at it. And when you get that first check and it's bigger than any check you ever had, not to say that you didn't have a big check, but just to say that there's so many ways to get paid in sales. When you hit that, commission comes on top of that hourly, plus it comes with the bonus, and you're getting a little override. It's fat. You know what I mean? It's something that I was never accustomed to.
I hate to jump in, cut you off real quick, man. But G-Dirt, salute to you, man. Always good to see you. My homie gang in the thing, man. It's good to see you back out here, brother. It was a pleasure jumping up here on the panel with you, man. We're gonna have to do it again. I always enjoy chopping it up with you. Everybody else out there, y'all already know what time it is over here, man. With much gratitude and great respects. Until the next time.
Yes, sir.
Later, bro.
Have a good night, brother.
You too, bro.
Get at me. Let's collaborate on something. Yeah.
Spool said vacuum cleaners. I mean, it sounds funny, dog, but
no, I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about that since I've been struggling to find a job. I've been thinking about that because I do know how to talk. And once you get to know something, once you become infatuated with something like cars or whatever it is, once you get to know your product, you know what I mean? You know your product in and out. You know the benefits. You know the drawbacks. You know what's how it fits the customer. You know what I mean? And you're able to correlate that in real time on your feet.
Well, yeah, and the other part is if it's not car sales, and first of all, it's sales. So any company's open to give anybody a shot at being a sales guy, right? Because it's really what you want to put into it. So if you don't put shit into it, you ain't gonna make no money anyway. You're just gonna get your ass fired. So anybody will give you a chance, but when looking into those things, look into, like me, I wouldn't go car sales just for the long hours and just for the fact that, like, I could take some of the shit that I learned from that and I could apply it to the next place I go. But really what you want to do is look for that one that you have interest in, and then you learn the ins and outs of it, and then you start your own business doing the same shit. So you see what I'm saying? So let's just I'll take an example. If you're just selling ads in a magazine and you learn the ins and outs of it, and you learn getting the artwork in from the advertiser that you sold, and you learn when the shit needs to be printed and delivered and how all that shit works. Now you go start your shit, and instead of getting that 30% commission, now all of a sudden you came up with the idea for your own magazine. And then you already figured out how they got their magazine distributed from other, into these different places that other people have interest in. So now all you got to do is the same thing you've been doing, but just a little extra, because you got to be responsible to make sure that the shit's on time and that the artwork comes in. That's just an example You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of 30%, you're getting the full 100, and now you got a couple people on your team that you're paying 30%.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm probably going to call it a night, brother. I need to get to sleep, get my ass up in the morning.
I hear that, brother. I'm out of here. I appreciate you having me up, dog. Good seeing you,
Yep.
bro.
Yep. I'll be back on.
Yeah.
But thank you for jumping up,
Till
brother. I
next one, brother.
appreciate you. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, my friends, I'm getting some trees right now. Better watch out, Timmy. Know the product, know the competition's product. Exactly. But anyway, my friends, I'm going to call it a night. Mad ass cheeks everywhere. Whoo, the Mexican cheeks, boy. Watch it. Timmy going to get himself in trouble. Do you got your sombrero down there? Did you bring your sombrero to Mexico, Timmy? Anyway, my friends, thank you for showing up tonight. I appreciate you. Just on here chilling tonight, kicking it, talking about whatever, you know. And what does everybody think? Tell me, what does everybody think about what Dago Jan said? I don't know if Jan's still around in the chat, but she says I need to branch out from the prison genre. She said because I know too much about too many things, about geopolitics and socioeconomics and things of this nature. And the honest truth is, that's what those are my passion. On my off time, that's what I watch. That's what I'm into, is geopolitics and stuff like that, right? War. I like war, the study of war, and the study of how countries move. And, you know, politics is, you know, we think of prison politics, but politics is so much more complicated than geopolitics, you know? Because, like, every nation on the planet hates the country next to it, right? Like, almost all of them. All throughout the Middle East, there's a bunch of countries that hate us, and then but then they hate the country next to them more than they hate us, right? But the country next to them hates us too, and then the country on the other side likes us, and it's something else. Politics is so complicated, and the way to move is just it's very interesting. It's very interesting, and it's a dangerous game, you know. But anyway, my friends, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Drop comments on whatever video, man, and then get at me on the next live. You know, should I make a pivot into something else? Am I slumming in the gutter with the prison genre? Maybe I am. But anyway, my friends, mad ass cheeks everywhere, all over Mexico. Have a good night, my friends. I'll see y'all next time.